What's up YouTube? Welcome back to Skookum Living. Today we're going to be making a simple pizza dough recipe that you can be using with your home pizza ovens such as an Omni or anything like that. We're going to be starting with our Caputo Type 00 pizza flour. You can find it on Amazon or at a lot of your local delicatessen type supermarkets. We're going to be making 4 pizza dough balls today for 4 12-inch pizzas. So we're going to start with 612 grams of flour. Now we're going to be going with 16 grams of salt. Zero out your scale. There we go, 16 grams of salt. Next we're going to be needing 1.5 teaspoons of yeast. So I just have some quick yeast here. I keep mine in an airtight jar in the fridge, and that way it just lasts a little longer. So we got 3/4 of a teaspoon, 1.5 teaspoons. Now we're going to want to use 8 grams of olive oil. Set that aside. And lastly, 400 grams of water. Now that we have all our ingredients, I do a quick mix with a fork just to get the ingredients kind of combined. Once I have it combined, then I'm going to dump it out on the counter so I can knead it to combine it even better. So scrape all that out of the bowl and onto the counter. I'm going to need this. Okay, now you just press it all in, combine it together. Fold it in half and smush. That's why they're calling it folding it. As you can tell, the water is combining with all the flour that's in there. It's a relatively wet dough, so it's okay to be a bit sticky. And we're just going to combine all this flour into it. And you really want to make sure you knead it really well to get everything mixed in. You don't want the yeast to not be mixed in to the dough itself. So give it a twist and a fold. Make sure you get all the little dough remnants, but you can tell that it's combining into a nice dough ball. So you can see it's still got a bit of a clump to it. And so what we want to do is we want to put this into a bowl, and we're going to put a lid on it for about 15 minutes. All right, it's been 15 minutes, so we're back. The reason we let it sit for 15 minutes is it lets the dough fully take in all of the moisture into the flour. So it just gives us a much smoother dough. Now, as you can see, as I'm folding this in, it's still relatively sticky, but it's combining and it's becoming much smoother. Okay, another 15 minutes in the bowl. Make sure you put that lid on so it doesn't dry out. We'll be back. All right, last step for today. Now we're going to knead it out one more time. Ooh, yeah, see, it's definitely getting a whole lot more gluten buildup. That's exactly what we're looking for. That stretch is perfect. Or knead it one more time. And it's definitely becoming a much smoother, more cohesive dough ball. We're going to put a little bit of olive oil in the bowl. Smooth that all out. Take our dough ball, plop it in. Little olive oil on top just to keep it moist. And we're going to let this sit overnight in the fridge. All right, it is now the next morning, and our dough has poofed up quite a bit. Now comes the next step. We need our our scale. I like to use a plastic bench scraper. I think that works really well for cutting. Okay, we're gonna gently remove this from the bowl. Just kind of peel it out. You can see it's quite a bit larger. Now we're gonna wanna cut this into 260 gram pieces. For equal-ish parts. Now we're gonna take our sheet pan, put a little bit of olive oil on it because we don't want our dough balls to stick. Smooth it all out. All right. Now we're gonna take this and we're gonna be folding all of the tails in, and then just give it a little bit of a pinch. What you're trying to do is make it one homogeneous ball. So the top looks like a nice smooth ball. And so just again, we're gonna fold all the tails in, put that in our palm, and just kind of pinch all the pieces in. All right. So we have those spread out. Put a little dollop of olive oil on each one, just so it keeps them from getting stuck. Smooth that out a little bit. Now once we have this, we are going to cover it all with a piece of saran wrap. This just keeps it nice and moist. We don't want there to be any drying out during the last bit of this fermentation. So now we're going to leave this in the fridge until about an hour before we want to cook. All right, I pulled them out about 45 minutes ago. They're nice and poofy. So now what we're going to do is peel off a bit of the plastic. Get our plastic dough scraper again. We're just going to put a little semolina flour underneath it. This lets you pick it up nice and gently. Then we're going to put it into a bowl like this. Flip it over a couple times. Now we'll put a little semolina down on our smush tray. I'm using this tray just so I don't scratch my countertops. But if you have wood or stainless or granite, you don't need to worry about it. So what you want to do is start by smushing out the middle, pressing it so you can kind of pretend it's a big bubble. So smush the air towards the edge of the bubble. Once you get it looking about like that, then what you want to do is gently pull with one hand, and at the end of your pulling stroke, slightly give up or let up on your other hand. Once you have it about there, then you can put it on the back of your hands or the back of your knuckles. Then just let the weight of the dough stretch it. So you're trying to stretch mostly the outside of the dough because you don't want the center to be too thin, or else it won't be able to hold its form once you make your pizza. You gently pinch it, do it both sides. And this, where if you wanted to spin it and throw it, this is when you get to pretend to be a pizza man. Looks like it's pretty good. I can stretch it out a little more. There we go. Now, this is a perforated pizza peel. The nice part about the perforation on here is it allows the extra semolina to fall through. So when you put it in the oven, you don't get quite so much semolina. So the semolina is very important. It kind of acts as the ball bearings that let you scoop up your pizza and take it off the peel into the oven as well. So you want to do a gentle but firm pizza thrust. So you get it most of the way in, gently pull back, push again. You go forward with some speed and back gently. And then once it's on your peel, you can give it a little readjust You can even spin it around a little bit on there just to make sure that it's moving. So now we're gonna go chuck it in the oven. We're gonna take it in. And so just the exact opposite of how we put it on the peel is how we're gonna take it off. So you quick pulls, and then we're gonna put the door back on. We're gonna wait about 30 seconds. So same way we got it on the peel the first time, quick pushes. We're gonna rotate it 90 degrees. Now 20 seconds. Rotate another 90. Now we're going to finish it off for 35 seconds. And give one more spin, another 5 seconds. That is a good looking pizza right there. I hope this helps. Enjoy your next pizza night.